Fact with that is the last time New Orleans saw an inch of snow was back in 1963. That was the fact that Andrew kept on saying last night. And also to add on to that fact that back in 1963, to put that in context for everybody, the Beatles had not come over yet. So it's been quite some time since they've had some significant snowfall down south. Let's go ahead and bring it back here to Michiana, though, for today's forecast. This is something we haven't been treated to in quite some time. A high temperature of 20 degrees. And no, we're not talking wind chill factor. We're talking actual air temperatures will be rising up to 20 today. And it's all going to be aided, actually, by the southwest wind right around 15 miles an hour. Again, maybe see a couple pockets of sun, but mostly cloudy day. But again, we are going to start eyeing up those snow showers that actually are going to be ending the day today. Here's that future track for the wind chill. And finally, when we break that 0 degree mark, again, for that real field temperature will be later on in the afternoon. This is stopped here at 7 p.m. And as we can see, most folks are right around that 5 degree mark, especially for central Michigan. Now, again, when we start going out to our east, that's where the cold air is still going to linger for much of the day, because we can't see, again, when we go out west, again, Chicago sitting at 11 degrees there. So it's going to be a very, very slow warm up for much of us. And then finally, we're not going to be talking about those really, really chilly feel-like temperatures anymore, which is good news. So far for January, we have spent much of the month actually below normal. Again, normal high temperature for this month is right around 32 and 31 degrees. But for the past couple of days, just check this out. 11 degrees for that high temp on Monday and just 6 degrees for the high temp yesterday. Again, good news is we're working towards that 20-degree temperature as we speak. And as we start to warm up, we're also going to start anticipating more and more snow moving through Michiana. So let's go ahead and track it all out with Future Track starting right here at noon. As we can see, again, temperatures pretty much breaking the 10-degree mark, which is good news. Snow is going to mostly remain up to our north. That being said, again, we are still seeing some scattered light snow showers across much of Michiana right now. Again, this is at 4 o'clock, and then by 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock tonight, we can really see the bulk of that system starting to move through. Again, we're not talking incredible amounts of snow here. We're talking a dusting all the way up to right around 2 inches. And where the folks will be seeing 2 and maybe even 3 inches of snow, of course, is going to be in our lake effect zones, because this system is going to switch modes into lake effect come tomorrow morning. This is at 6 o'clock tomorrow, and take a look at those temperatures. Notice how they're still below freezing. So any snow that does fall will stick to those roadways. That's why we issued that first alert weather day for the potential of some rather slick roads out there. This is at 2 o'clock, and notice we're just going to be dealing with those very thin and very light and concentrated lake effect snow bands. But again, we're going to be warming up into the 20s for tomorrow before we cool off in the overnight hours. Here's what we're thinking snow total wise. Again, most folks going to be seeing a trace up to an inch, 1 to 2 inches right around the border and north up into Michigan, and then 2 to 4 is pretty much going to be for Watervliet and actually parts of South Haven up in Van Buren County. Here's that 10-day forecast. And again, we're slowly but surely coming to the end of the first alert weather day. We'll call it a marathon just because of that cold air rushing into Michiana. For today, again, 20 degrees for that high temp. Tomorrow, much better, 26 degrees, but we're going to be dealing with that off and on lake effect snow throughout much of the day. That being said, we've got a lot of sunshine on our plate ahead. Just take a look at that. It'll be a nice little change there. 21 degrees on Friday, and then actually hitting the freezing mark and breaking it for Saturday, 33 degrees there, before we remained partly cloudy to mostly sunny through much of the week. And the main reason is we're going to be dealing with some high pressure. And even though we're not really warming up all that much, Caroline, it'll be just nice to see the sun shine for multiple days.
I love